Hi, good evening once again to every one of you. And the Harvest Festival is over, and now it's back to realities. Your final project. It's a huge mark, so please do it well, and also pray that all of you will successfully complete this project, the final project. Now, for this assignment, I come up with this video so that all of you will be able to understand on what you're supposed to do. Now, this is your front cover. I straight away make it like this, and it's easy. What you need to change will be the section number and also the group number. So, if you're section 24 and group number 5, please just change on this one. The topics I have given and I've amended the topics, so just use copy paste and just put it here. Lecturer, yeah, that's my name. And of course, as usual, I require all your pictures, your full name and your ID number, because we need to match with the system. Now, in case that your group members are not registered for this section, then that will be a big problem. Yeah, so is that my problem? Of course not. But if you are very careless, you're registering in the wrong section, then that will be a huge problem, and not just for you but also for the other group members. Now, the guideline I've given to all of you, this is just a guideline on what are things that you need to do. Now, I did mention and I highlighted once again about one member, one respondent. It's not about five members with one respondent. So each one of you will be evaluated individually. So means that you need to interview one respondent and come up with your transcription. Of course, when I talk about the content here, I did mention about things that you need to prepare yourself as you conduct the interview. So you need to greet and introduce yourself to the respondent, get the respondent's details, and after that you ask basic questions just to break the ice and also to warm up the sessions. And after that you will explain to the respondent about the issues or the topic that you're supposed to talk about. And I strongly recommend all of you to use the 10 questions because it will assist and it will help you in analyzing your summary and also your reflections. Okay, and after the whole session is done, and then you close the interview. And of course, there are a few reminders here for ethical reasons. You need to give the consent form to your respondent as to explain to them why in a way that they must sign the consent form, so that because everything will be uploaded into YouTube, so you do not want them to be frustrated why their face suddenly pop up or appeared in the YouTube channel or YouTube platform, just as to remind them that this is just part of your project that you need to do. As long they agreed with the recording, then that's fine. If they're not happy with it, then you need to change your respondent. Okay. Now, of course, I've given about 5 minutes for each respondent. Well, it depends on the questions because some respondents, in a way, asking long. You ask question and they provide longer explanations. So some respondents very knowledgeable, and they are very happy to share about the questions that you have brought forward to all of them. Now, if one respondent probably maybe more than 5 minutes, it's fine. But as long it is not 20 minutes for one respondent, because if you have exceeded the time frame, example more than 10 minutes or 15 minutes or 20 minutes, which means that you have to do more work, which means more transcription needs to be done, and you need to transcribe every part of the recording, so you cannot miss even a single one or single part of it. Now, the video will be recorded. Of course, this is pandemic time, so you need to do your online recording, and the best way is to stay safe. You need to inform your respondent that the interview will be recorded. So again, you need to check that the voice in the recording is very clear, and after the whole video has been processed and of course you will upload into the YouTube. And just for example, now for this one, if you put a code here, UB00202, final project section 54, group 1, this is for example. And of course, this video which has been combined with all the respondents, and then after that you will put the title something like this, so that is easier. Of course, I will be getting the YouTube link from each group, so that easier for me to check, just to double check on that. Yeah. Now for the final submission 20%, now each group must submit all the necessary documents to the instructor's Google Drive. So this one I will update once again to all of you. Now you need to have your interview video with the subtitle. The subtitle, it is called the transcription. Now you have the edited version and also the raw videos. Raw videos are the original recording, but there's no subtitle. But the moment that you have your subtitle, I call it as edited. Okay, now you also have your slideshow with the YouTube link and also self-reflection, writing and consent form. And report, you need to have your transcript and summary of issues discussed. Okay, so these are the things that you need to highlight. Yeah. uh, Now for the guideline for the presentation, 25%, week 13. And just look at this, the presentation must include the following items. You introduce the topic of your presentation, and for the content, you probably need to briefly talk about the interview process in a way that each one of you have to do your sharing of your interview process, in a way your experience. Now, interview sessions from all the 5 interviews video, so just come out and edit the video maximum 5 minutes. Just compile all the 5 respondent videos and compress into 5 minutes. So just highlight the important parts of the video, and of course each one of you will summarize and focusing on the issues that you have brought forward. So what are the issues? Okay, how in a way that you are able to summarize. Then after that, you also need to do your self-reflection, and in that video you reflect according to the experience that you have gone through as you started the final project, and also on the issues that you have talked about with your respondent, and also the analysis from the summary. So these are the things that you need to reflect, and after that you will conclude the presentation on what are the things that you have learned and what are the things that you would like to recommend to all the viewers or the audience, just for example. Now now this is a file that I've, in a way that I have already amended, so it's a bit different from the usual Microsoft Word file. Now, I'll make it easier. Now, I just put it like this. Yeah, the first respondent, and you just screenshot and you put the screenshot something like this. So this is the name of the interviewer, so one of your group members, and on the right side is the respondent. Of course, um, I just put a sample here of the screenshot of these two individuals, the interviewer and also the respondent. Now you can also put names around the respondents here as well, so you can edit. And I also screenshot on the subtitle. So remember, when you do your subtitle, as you speak, the subtitle should match with the speaking or the utterance of the words. And then after that, all of you have given out the consent form. So this is just example. You put in the consent form and make sure that I see the name and the signature of the interviewee, the respondent, yeah, and the date, and don't forget about the date. Then after that, still under the first respondent, so the transcription sheet will be 10%. So you put your name here, I mean the interviewer, and also the respondent's name. Now, to make it easier for me as well, so each one of you have your edited video. So you put in your after you have edited the video, then you come up with the file name UB00202 from the project section 54, group 1, respondent 1. So I know that when I click the file, I know this transcription sheet will be under your effort and also under your file. And so you put the YouTube link here. So as I watch the video and also be looking at your transcription here. So of course it's like a dialogue or conversation. Just for example, the name of the interviewer and also the name of the respondent. So you have to type according to what you have listened from the recording. Now this is individual YouTube link, so which means that it has nothing to do with the combination of all the videos. You're not required to compile for all the videos for individual part. So what I just want to see is the individual YouTube link, so I can check and I give the marks 10% according to each individual performance. So it's not about giving marks as a whole. So there are still marks according to individual. Okay. Now this is second respondents. It is the same. It is the same thing. Just screenshot and put the pictures, the name of the interviewer and also the respondent, and screenshot the subtitle. Okay. So and then put in the consent form, and you'll be looking at the transcription sheet. It's the same thing. Yeah, quite similar. Third respondent, fourth respondent, and after that, fifth respondent. Okay, it is the same aspects that you need to fulfill, and after that, you'll be moving to part one, still under the second part, that is the summary sheet, 10%. So I put it down example, the topic here, the impacts and influence of movies towards the younger generations. So what you need to do, you just copy paste the questions, yeah, because we are looking at the issues that you're supposed to talk about. So example question one, in your opinion, do you think movie nowadays has more good or bad influence to today's younger generation? So each respondent have different response for these questions. So what you need to do is to extract or to transfer all the answers that have been given by the respondents. So you put according to their sections, yeah. Now do not worry whether these pages will go more than one page. Okay, but the most important thing will be the input or the details given by the respondents. So all the responses will be placed according to the respondent number, and after that you need to do your summary here. So you need to summarize according to all what has been responded by the respondents. I'll talk about summary. What is summary in the next later stage. Okay, for now, just go through the files that you need to understand. Then this is question number two. I actually color coded, so easy for all of you to see. Question number three, question number four, question number five, question number six, question number seven, question number eight, question number nine, and also question number 10. So there are 10 questions which you are required to put forward to your respondent. And after that, you'll be doing your self-reflection. So I did put number here so that easier for me to trace. If you're if you are interviewer number one, so you put your name here and the topic, and you do your self-reflection here. Okay, and it goes from one member to the other member. So if you are number one, So you have to stick to the numbering, easier for me to check. So from the earlier part, if you're first interviewer, then you stick as a first interviewer. But of course, I will double check your name here. Okay, so self-reflection number 3, number 4, and lastly, self-reflection number 5. So this is very straightforward, and of course, I'm also looking forward on the effort for your analysis. All right. Now, this is for this final project. Yeah. So what I'm going to do after this, I need to show to you. Just a minute. Yeah. I need to show to you on what are the things that you need to do to improve your summary. Now, of course, this is just guideline on what you need to do, okay, on how to write a summary. So proficient students understand that summarizing, identifying what is most important, and restating in your own words. So remember, this is in your own words is an important tool for college success. Of course, as a uni student, you must be able to know how to summarize. Then so looking at the summary writing format, and these are the points that probably will be able to help all of you and how to write a summary. So preparing to write, skim the text, read the text in your own words, write down key points, and go through the process again. Now, again, when you look through all the questions from your interview questions, um, the main focus will be on the issues that you have discussed with your respondent. So, if for example, like if you want to talk about the good or bad influence, so I'll be looking at the responses given by the respondents. So how in a way that I summarize, so I have like 5 different respondents, everybody come up with different responses. So how do you summarize? Look at the main ideas. Have main ideas. Are they quite similar or are they in a way very different? So you summarize what you have found out from the interviews. So every respondent, are they responding with the same answers or are they in a way responding with different answers? So what do you expect from that recording? So when you summarize, you look at all the important points and you highlight in your summary. Okay, so that's about summary, on how to write a summary. So I make it your life easier. When you look at the Microsoft Word file a while ago, you need to summarize according to the question number. So make it much easier for all of you. Okay, now let's go and move to the reflective part, and let me share with all of you on how to write reflection. Now, of course, most importantly, when you do your reflection, you need to reflect on the issues that you have discussed with your respondent. Yeah. So self-reflection, in a way, you allow yourself to go in depth, and you need to look into the thoughts that you have gained about the issues, and also the experiences that you have gone through. Okay, so I actually have extract and put a reference here. Now, what is reflective writing? Where you examine an experience or situation through self-reflection. Okay, through the course of creating the reflective paper, you describe insights that you gain or express your views on some experience. Now, there are many things that you can look into. Yeah, the tone and structure, and I did actually extract examples of reflective essay as well. And this is just to guide you, just to give you more input on what you need to do, on how or what you're supposed to do for your self-reflection. And also, in a way, screenshot a few examples, another technique that you can learn that you can do, steps for writing a reflective essay. And of course, I will share this file to all of you, so don't worry about it. And key points to consider, okay, the do's and the don'ts. This is just some guideline, yeah. And then the common mistakes when you write a reflective essay. Now, of course, in your reflection, your self-reflection, you can reflect your experiences on what you have gone through, especially for the whole process of the interview. And after that, you can reflect on the issues that you have discussed with your respondent. Now, I do recommend that even after getting the input or the details from the respondents, from the info, you can still, in a way, use other reference as to back up on your findings. So, meaning, for example, is it true that movie nowadays portray more problem in a way that it may in a way that affect the behaviors of the viewers, especially among teenagers or among adolescents. So, as to prove that, I can go to Google and find relevant articles just to prove that this case, for example, in a way has its legit implications. So, you can use important details of facts to back up your presented ideas. When you do that, meaning that you are able to go beyond. So if you're able to extract or cite examples, of course it will help to boost your marks. If you unable to do that, don't worry, but the marks will not be the same. Okay, so more effort given by citing examples from reliable and credible sources, it will in a way help you to gain better marks on that. Okay, so this file is just a guideline, doesn't mean that you have to follow exactly what has been shown from this attachment. Okay, now let's just move back to. Okay, so let me just explain. um let's go through. I'll show you the video, yeah, um after this. Now again, for this is the final project file which I will give it to all of you. Now I need to highlight on the this part here. Of course, when you do the interview video, you have your subtitle and you have the slideshow with the YouTube link. So remember that the combination of the edited videos with all the respondents will be under one YouTube link. And for the analysis of the transcription, a while ago I mentioned about this one here. Yeah. Um, this one is different. Just now it was the combination of all the five respondents. But for this one, transcription will be under individual. You need to put something like this, the title of the video, and you need to put in the YouTube link. So I'm giving marks according to individual, not as a group, even though you're doing this project as a group. So this is just one example. And let me just, okay, so that's the recording and also the transcription for individual. Now let's just go back once again. Now for the presentation video on this part here, the one that I'm showing to all of you, let me just quickly open the file so that you get better ideas on what you're supposed to do. Let me just open the video. Hang on, yeah. Let me just double check. Um,
Good evening, everyone.
Let me just open the file. Okay, so I got the video, so I'll just explain to all of you first. Let me just stop this one, and okay, I tried to share the file, but I'm not sure why I couldn't do it. I need to show to all of you. I tried to share the file, but I can't. It's okay. Now I think I will share the video. That video will explain about the slideshow of your presentation. So what are the things that you need to do? Again, I let me just highlight once again, yeah. Now for this one here, now I will share the video. I need to convert the video into the YouTube link. So you do the introduction, the content about the interview process, and you compress the video as maximum 5 minutes, and you give your summary on the issues that you have talked about. So look at those questions there on what are things that you can summarize. So each one of you will have your different insights and different experience on it, and of course your self-reflection. So I will show you the video. I will share the sample to all of you. Okay. I think any questions that you want to double check with me, anything that you are not very clear, please ask me. All right. So all the best for your final project. I know this file a bit different. Maybe if you look through or double check with your other classmates, and please do not compare the difference or the similarities, because every lecturer has different ways to collect the details. Okay, so for my part, I make it more interesting. That's why I have more pictures, more visual images as to back up the evidence. All right. But I in a way that I try to make it easier. Um, that's why for every transcription sheet, it will be under individual. It was a bit different from the previous style. So that for me, it's in a way easy for me to double check and to give marks as well. Okay, I think that's all for my quick sharing on this final project file. I will be also attach the sample of the link, okay, for the your presentation. Okay, all the best everyone. So I think that's all.